2008 was a great year to be a kid. Bionicle was still big, and your parents were too busy dealing with something called the housing crisis to tell you no when you asked them for a new game. And oh boy, did 2008 deliver some absolute bangers.
And I know bangers.
Titles like Grand Theft Auto 4, Gears of War 2, Fallout 3, Left 4 Dead,
Who's here?
Battlefield Bad Company, and even Condemned 2. You know, the sequel to that game that Pyrocynical did his little review on.
And that's why Condemned is genius.
Motherfucking Turok came out in 2008. You know that shit had my dopamine receptors on
Maximum overdrive.
playing that. But I'm not here to talk about those amazing games. I'm here to talk about another amazing game. I'm talking about Legendary. This game is so underrated, and all I can find about it on the internet are lots of mez, 5 out of 10s, mixed reviews on Steam, and I'm here to do it justice. Shout out to this one guy in the YouTube comment section from like 15 years ago saying it was pretty good. First off, let's talk about this main menu screen and its music. It goes fucking hard. Anyways, you are Charles Deckard. Your mission? To steal Pandora's box. How do I know this? Well, I could tell you myself, or you could press the prologue button, you lazy bastard. Got that? Okay, well, just know there's two ancient orders, the Black Order and the Council of 98. Go ahead and guess which one is evil. If you need a hint, you're hired by a guy from the Black Order named LeFay. Anyway, Deckard whips out his key and sticks it into Pandora's box and puts his hand into the slot. This is too much for the box and it busts and stabs him. The game then tells you with lots of text that you've been branded with the signet, and this allows you to absorb Animus energy. What is Animus energy? Well, Google refers it to the indwelling masculine and feminine energies that we all possess. So basically, he's absorbing all of your Sigma energy. You can use this energy to only heal right now. It does more, but we'll get into that later. Pandora's box starts shooting lasers out of it like it's hosting a Bonnaroo festival and the Wooks are violently trying to escape. What's funny is as you go to leave, a janitor comes out to check on you and gets fucking annihilated. As you go up the stairs, you get this pointless message from your contact named Vivian, who you will meet later.
Bruh.
And walking through the museum, you really get a feel for the devastation and panic. This game really shines in its environment. The devs really put a lot of effort into everything going on around you to kind of bring you into the atmosphere. Once outside, shit hits the fan and Deckard has to navigate through all of this carnage just to escape. And boy, does shit get fucking wild. Escaping from the streets above, Deckard comes face to face with a furry's wet dream. He then corrects this little meeting with a blast of his Sigma energy. Traveling down into the New York subway. It's clear that there's nowhere safe. This is a fire drake, burning wheels of death that can only be stopped by dousing their fire pits with water. They have armor that blocks low caliber rounds. So the fire axe puts them down a lot better. Water kills them easily and stops them from spawning. They deal a lot of damage and can really fuck you up. But you fight your way through the subway, and eventually we come upon a foreboding scene of claw marks and blood. You can hear growling and snarling from behind the door, and with good reason, because as soon as you step into the elevator, this is the Limos werewolf. Weak and ravenous from hunger, they attack you relentlessly. But I'll talk to you more about them soon. Back on the street, things are not going good. And then they get a little bit more complicated. Black Order soldiers.
Alright, spread out! Find Deckard! Shoot to kill!
Okay, for a second. Let's talk about the gunfights. They're okay. Not great. You just kind of point and shoot, but you know. Again, the animations here are great, and that's really kind of what the devs wanted to show off. It's no Call of Duty.
Boom! Headshot!
Don't you guys fucking learn how to actually play the fucking game and talk?
Shoot a gun, dog. Learn how to fucking shoot a gun. You
fucking riot shield. What else am I gonna
Oh, riot shield.
After the heat dies down, a cop calls us over.
You're safe from those fire things in here. They don't like water much.
And this is where the game gets a little creepy. It scared me as a kid. It's a little creepy as an adult. You know, trauma.
What the hell is that thing?
The game lets you know that the only way to kill a werewolf is to decapitate it.
That's it.
If you don't, they come right back. Now, I find the werewolf to be one of my favorite enemies to fight in this game, just because of how they look cool and they feel like they have weight to them. What I mean by that is that when you're fighting them, they'll try to hide or run and throw objects at you to distract or damage you. You can also break their arms, inhibiting their ability to fight as effectively. I also like to see the visual representation of damage on their models. And when you get hit, the camera is knocked back slightly, and it feels like Deckard is reeling from the pain of it because it's hard to look around the camera for a second. But we gotta link up with Vivian, so we nut up and do our best to reenact that scene from Underworld and fight our way through this warehouse. Wait, are warehouses just people that were bit by a house? After we step outside, there's a strange moment of quiet calm before Deckard heads back down into the subway. We are close to meeting Vivian now. We just have to push through a few more monsters and soldiers. I really like how right before the soldiers confront Deckard, they start like hyping themselves up and yelling. It's pretty funny. And finally, we come around the corner to find
Deckard, thank God you made it. Follow me and I'll get us out of the city.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
She questions why LaFay would want us killed before he calls us on Discord to tell us why.
This isn't what LaFay said was going to happen today. I had no idea those creatures were going to be released, or that he'd try to kill both of us. Luckily, I know some people who can help us stop him.
You fuck off.
LeFay, you bastard! You set us up to open the box. Why?
My dear, if I didn't let you in on the details of my operation when I hired Mr. Deckard, what makes you think I'm going to do so now? So farewell, my dear, and goodbye, Mr. Deckard. I'm sure you're professional enough to understand. It's just business.
Basically, he has big plans, and we are not going to be part of them. Black Order soldiers attack us, and the situation starts to look dire. But suddenly, another force bursts in from the ceiling. The Council of 98 soldiers are here to help. They help clear out the remaining enemies before turning their attention to us.
Area secure. What do we do with Deckard and Vivian? Copy that.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck you...
Lexington was a field commander for the Council of 98.
Vivian and Deckard basically strike a deal with Lexington. We're going to help them get Pandora's box in exchange for safe haven for us, and we both get to take down LeFay. It's a win-win. But first, we actually have to get the box. Now, this is where the game, in my opinion, is at its best. Why? Because now it's turned into a battle simulator. And there is no better joy to be had in this game than watching all of the world's assets interact. You grow to want the monsters to attack the enemy. You grow to try and protect your friends from the same fate. It ends up feeling very desperate and cool to experience. There is just something so immersive about watching a werewolf tear your enemy apart and then feel really bad when you can't stop him from tearing your boy apart too, when he's been with you the whole level. Now listen, I'm going to real talk with you for a second. I could do a whole walkthrough long form content video of this just like Pyrocynical does for his. But I'm not going to do a good enough job of explaining why this game is so good when it comes to its storytelling and environments than the actual game itself. And like, come on, it's like $7 or $8. Like, it's not that bad. So, while this game does have a lot left to it, and I could sit here for the next hour and feed you brain rot and memes in between trying to explain the plot of the game, I am going to show you a montage set to some music, and hopefully, if I haven't already, this will have convinced you to play this game. Now, please enjoy some of my favorite moments from this game as we walk through them together.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. No stay orders. I walk tonight, I'm so tired tonight. I fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. have to. The future of the human race is at stake.